Hello people of the internet, my name is Tatiana, and recently I had a conversation with someone about the most random jobs we've ever done. At the time I felt like I couldn't really contribute because I've had a very regular jobs before. Then I realized that I've actually done some film work, TV commercials, being an extra, all these kind of things. And I suppose that is kind of an odd job, like it's not something that everybody has done in their lives. So I thought it would be interesting to make a video about this, share my experience, how much I have earned doing these projects, how I got the job. I also thought it would be a fun way to keep track of all these projects that I've done for myself in case I ever want to look back to these memories, because it truly is random and I would definitely love to have some sort of memory altogether of all these projects that I've done. I have decided to split this video into 3 categories: student films, TV and films, and then the third one is commercials. And in each category I will go over how I got the job, how much I earned, what were the vibes, share the experience, and also I will definitely make sure to add the pictures and videos if there are any available from the shoot. I feel like this video is gonna be all over the place, so I apologize up front, but hopefully it will get all the information across and I will have something to look back to when it comes to all of the acting experiences that I have done. I feel like I need to add a little bit of a disclaimer here. My experience is from a Slovak and Czech film region, so this might vary depending on what country you are in. A general idea on how to get started though, regardless of where you are located, is to research the agencies that do castings in your area. You know, you can either follow them on social media or get registered there, and every now and then they are looking for a very specific typecasting that you might fit. But I have found out that if you want spoken roles, it is something that you probably need a film school for, or have some sort of portfolio to your name with a bunch of student or indie films. Obviously it helps if you know people in the industry, because they know about the projects that are happening, they know people that are looking for actors. You can always meet these kind of people and network at local film festivals or at the local film school if there is something like this in your area, and similar events that are connected to the film industry or the TV things. The projects that I'm gonna be listing are not in chronological order, and it's not completely all of it. These are just the ones that have stood out to me. For the student films, I think I've done 2 projects. In the first one I was just an extra. It was unpaid. I got it, I think, through Facebook. I originally auditioned for one of the main roles, which I didn't get, but I did get a call back to be an extra. It was extremely boring, a little disorganized, and I have never seen that film, so I don't know if it was worth being there and sitting through a whole day of shoot, not even seeing the results. But this is the reality. I was hoping it would be something that I can put in a portfolio, but the way the cameras were placed, I don't think you were even able to see me at all. So that was one of the first disappointing experiences in the movie industry that I have had. Student films can be very frustrating because the people that are producing them or filming them don't really have much of an experience, so the whole process tends to be a bit chaotic. If you're thinking about doing student films, I would recommend either doing them yourself, like writing up something, do a self-shoot, put it to your name, boom, you're a director, producer, actor, everything, or do a project with your friends. Alternatively, if you do it with a stranger, make sure that you actually have a spoken role, because without a spoken role, it doesn't really help you and you might be wasting your time. Moving on to the next film projects that I have done. A film called Paula. I saw this film. I'm not sure if this was ever actually published or if it was just a school project that they handed in. I had a spoken role. It was quite a heavy topic. It was about rape. So it was also quite an intense shoot. It was an evening overnight shoot and it was quite a lot. I never actually used this film in my portfolio because I don't think my acting was exceptional or good for the matter. It's just something where I collected a little bit of experience. It was interesting to see the whole process in the amateur point of view, but Unfortunately, I didn't get the results out of these student films as I was originally hoping for, and I didn't earn anything. That's why I have moved on to do like film, TV and commercials, because that actually earns you some money. I can say right up front that I have never gotten a spoken role in a movie. As a matter of fact, I have never been to a real casting for a spoken role to a movie, because it feels like it's very much gatekept. I feel like only film students or actors get to go there, or you know, if you have the network, you get to be able to even audition for the spoken roles. So this is something that I've never been able to do, unfortunately, but I have been an extra in a couple of movies. One of them was a Czechoslovak, Austrian, Hungarian production about Maria Theresia. I'm not sure if she has a different name in English. It was a period piece. I found this opportunity on Facebook from one of the casting agencies that I was following. They were paying, I think, only like 40 euros for the shooting day, and there was a little bit extra for the overtime, because these shoots often go a little bit longer than anticipated. Normal shooting day sometimes is considered 8 hours, sometimes it's actually considered 12 hours. This is something that is good to know up front, so you know how much you're earning per hour. I was wearing this beautiful period piece with like a full-on wig and a little bit of makeup, so that was very interesting. It was quite a fun process. It was definitely a long day, and having a corset on for 12 hours was quite uncomfortable, but you know, it was just one day, and even though it was hot, it was totally manageable. It's not something that I have to do every day. I got to meet a lot of people. I spoke to the crew, I spoke to the other people that were an extra. I even got a picture with the Austrian actress who was in the main role, so it was definitely worth the experience and the memories that I have created, rather than, you know, just the money that I have earned with this. Another one of the films was actually based on the real story about the murder of a kid in Slovakia. Rough translation of the title of the film is With a Dull Knife. It was just one scene that I was a part of. It was a graduation scene. I was casted actually very last minute. This is another one that I found on Facebook from, I think it was a different agency actually than the previous one. And they also paid only like 40 euros. However, it was a much shorter shoot. I think I only was there for around 6 hours. In Slovakia, when you're graduating, there's this ceremony when you get this green ribbon, which is supposed to represent that you are graduating high school and at the same time that you're becoming an adult. And there's this whole ceremony where you get the ribbon, essentially. In this event, there are usually people in the audience as well. It's usually your friends and family. I was invited to be a part of the audience. I don't think I am seen in this film at all. It was nothing special, and for the 6 hours I got paid the same as I did for the 12 hours and a little bit of overtime with the previous project, so I was very happy with it. That was a easy, simple and a fast project, but nothing special. Also not something that I was able to put in my portfolio. I decided to highlight this next film that I made an appearance in. I'm not sure if you can actually see me much. I have seen this film, but I was really only in the background. However, this day was one of my favorite days on set. Again, I found it on Facebook from yet another casting agency, and I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much was because first off, they took us into this old Czech swimming pool. It was, I think, in June, so it wasn't that hot, but it was already nice and sunny. It was again a period piece from like 60s, so they did our hair, they like put it up into this teased voluminous thing, and I had a headband, and they also gave us these old-time swimsuits, so it was just a really chill day. And the people that were at this shoot were also absolutely wonderful. The girl in the picture is named Natalia. She's also doing YouTube. She was also modeling. I'm not sure where she is or what she's doing now, but I will definitely link her social media down below. And the picture was actually taken by another influencer who's doing absolutely amazing now. She's making TV appearances and hosting shows I love her. She's so funny, and I will also link her social media down there. So that day was just absolutely wonderful. It's one of my favorite days on set. They provided food. It didn't take too long. I think it was only an 8-hour shoot. I think we got paid like 60 or 80 euros for the day, which isn't too much. It isn't amazing, but just for lounging near a swimming pool, it was definitely not bad. It felt like a summer camp, so I have a very fond memory of this shoot. I have done a couple more films like this where I just appeared in the background, but it was either way too long ago that I don't remember how I got it or how much I earned, or it's just, you know, not interesting or not worth mentioning. But essentially most of these extra roles that I have gotten, I found on Facebook pages of the casting agencies that I follow. Before I move to the commercial category, which actually pays the most, I realized that there is one more category that I forgot to mention, and that is when you are just in the audience for like talk shows or whatever that they need to record that has a live audience. For example, I was at these random things like Let's Dance and these what is it, like a knowledge show or whatever. I got random people to fill the seats. Seat filler pays very well. It doesn't take a lot of time. You get to see a lot of celebrities. I think this is something that is really cool to do in the US. I don't know if you actually get paid for that, but there are these huge names, and I do know that you can get tickets for the talk shows. So I think that is super exciting, and I wish I could do that more here as well. I think I only did like 2 of them that are coming to mind right now. One of them was for German McDonald's, where they originally were looking for kids, but they didn't find enough kids, and also it was a late night shoot, so they needed to find short adults. So obviously I came in with a group of other small people. I'm not like that short, but I guess it qualifies as a children's elf height. It was, I think, Christmas McDonald's commercial where we were like McDonald's elves or whatever. I don't really think you can see me much in the ad. It was kind of fun, but the costumes were absolutely horrendous. It was so scratchy, and we shot this during the summer. It was like 1,000 degrees. It was a wild ride, but again, if you work with people that are just nice and easy to talk to, the time passes by faster because you're not always on set, right? A lot of time you spend waiting around until it's your turn to be in the background. So if there are nice people, it's always worth it. And for this one, I got paid like 90 euros. I think we got a little bit scammed because it was more than 12 hours. We were supposed to get money for overtime, but we only got paid for the original hours that were agreed on. I mean, I didn't get too much into it, but I do think we were scammed a little bit. I kept the best paid commercial I've ever done as the last thing that I'm gonna talk about. It was for a bank, and they were looking for people that can do yoga. There was a casting where we would show different yoga poses just to demonstrate how well we can do them. There was a costume fitting, and then there was the actual shoot day. All in all, I think I have invested like 12 to 15 hours into this shoot. I think they paid us around 250 euros, which is quite a lot. But with commercials, the reason why they pay you more is because there is a buyout for the time that they are allowed to use it for the actual advertising purposes. That's why the ads pay a lot more, and if you want to just earn with acting, this is something that I would recommend. Overall, this day was just super nice. We were just having fun the whole day, trying acro yoga, just having fun. It was in this wonderful location in the mountain, nobody around. We also got to meet this Slovak actress who was the main part of the commercial, so that was just a wonderful experience that also happened to pay well. With all that being said, I would still love to act, and maybe even get a spoken role if possible. So if this pretty face matches any of your projects that you are working on, you know, just hit me up. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I will also make sure to link all the agencies that I have mentioned throughout the video in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye!